Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews at 6. I am Caro, and we are live on Cool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share the latest news headlines that care for you. Before we begin with the before we begin, uh, we would like to apologize for technical difficulties for the first 4 minutes as we were trying to get the audio to work on the Discord feed, but we weren't able to hear the audio at first, so we were fixing technical stuff. So yeah, we would like to apologize once again. Let's begin with the headlines. As Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Rumula made this response on Thursday when quizzed by Senator Amy Marcos during the Upper Chamber Committee on Foreign Affairs hearing about the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. He said this: "Our views evolve at times." Although the Philippines have withdrawn from the ICC, Remula insisted that the International Tribunal also had jurisdiction over individuals, not countries. But Senator Marcos said President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s previous pronouncements implied that the ICC had no jurisdiction over individuals as well. Senator Marcos cited the chief executive's remarks on February 18, 2023, which stated, "I do not see what its jurisdiction is. I feel that we have in our police and our judiciary a good system. We do not need assistance from any outside entity." In this statement, the president clearly means jurisdiction over individuals. It is very, very clear. There is no area for quibbling, and if you say there is jurisdiction over individuals, I don't believe that you are in agreement with your president. As a matter of fact, the ICC does not try countries after all, Senator Marcos said. In response, Remula said, "Our views evolve during at times, and I don't know if he still has the same views up to today, because we are talking about a clip which was done 1.5 years ago. Our minds can change, ma'am." "Of course, we can change our mind, Mr. Secretary." "So you're saying that the president changed his mind?" Marcos added. "Well, I cannot speak for him, madam. I cannot speak for him. Your conclusions are really your own, and I cannot adopt your conclusions here," the DOJ chief responded. Vice President Sara Duterte made a virtual appearance before the Senate panel on Foreign Affairs on Thursday, decrying the alleged warrantless arrest of her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte. During the hearing on the ex-President Duterte's arrest, the Vice President claimed that her father was forcibly taken by the Philippine National Police upon his arrival in Manila from Hong Kong. She said all this happened because of a warrant allegedly issued by the International Criminal Court. She said this was patently an illegal arrest which constitutes extraordinary rendition. A Filipino citizen, a former president, was taken into custody without a valid warrant issued by the Philippine court, without due process, and without any legal basis under our laws. For an arrest to be lawful, it must be carried out pursuant to a warrant issued by a Filipino judge of a Philippine court. Nasaan po ang warrant of arrest na ini-issue ng hukuman ng Pilipinas? Wala, she added. The Vice President argued that without a valid warrant from the Philippine court, what transpired to her father was a warrantless arrest. According to her, even by ICC standards, her father should have been brought before a Philippine judge to determine the validity of arrest before he was handed over to a foreign court. What happened on March 11, 2025 is not just about one man. It is all about us. It's about the country. If a former president can be taken without due process, what stops them from doing the same to any Filipino?" she asked. "We have now lost our former president. I pray that we do not lose the country next," she added. National Security Advisor Adriano on Thursday said he had developed a close friendship. He had developed a close friendship with former President Rodrigo Duterte, but emphasized that his loyalty lies with the country, not to any person. Ando made this statement during the Senate investigation into the serving of the International Criminal Court arrest warrant against Duterte, clarifying that it is not part of his mandate as National Security Council chief. "I have worked closely with former President Duterte for so many years to the most serious crisis the country faced. And what developed and nurtured was a personal friendship," he said. "He trusted and respected me in the same way I trusted and respected him, even after our terms ended in 2022, he said. However, Ano said my loyalty is always to the country, to the Constitution, and not to any person. I never play politics. I do not have a political agenda, nor do I have or will I ever have political ambitions, he pointed out. Excuse me. Ano served as the military chief and later as interior secretary under the Duterte administration. As a member of the cabinet of the Duterte administration, it is also very hard for me to see the former president arrested, he said. Ano also denied that he was part of a grand conspiracy that hatched the plan of Duterte's arrest, nor that there is a core group planning such. Ano said, may I also state for the record that I am not aware of any core group, nor am I a member of such a group that allegedly planned and prepared for the arrest of former President Duterte. It is utterly unacceptable and unfair that my name is being dragged into an alleged grand conspiracy, he said. I fully deny any allegations of a grand conspiracy. In fact, it was only on Tuesday morning, March 11, 2025, that I learned that there was already an Interpol red notice and that the ICC warrant of arrest will be served, Ano stressed. In fact, the events on March 11 is spontaneous. And Malacanan dismissed concerns that Senator Amy Marcos leading as an inquiry into former President Rodrigo Duterte's arrest is a slap to the administration of her brother, President Ferdinand Bongbong or Marcos Jr. At the briefing on Thursday, Press Officer Clary Castro was asked about President Marcos' thoughts on his sister spearheading the hearing, which was also taking place that day. Castro said, whatever hearing will be conducted in the Senate, we will not oppose it to show the public that we are simply following the law. That this is not a slap on the government. Maybe it's the other way around, she also said. Additionally, Castro appeared to take a job at Senator Ronald Pedro de la Rosa, whose whereabouts remain unclear. Because if we hide, refuse to talk, and all our officers claim they know nothing, we only make it look like we have something to hide, she said. In an interview last February, Senator Marcos clarified that there were no conflicts within their family, saying that she and the president are on good terms. And also, the government of Timor-Leste has approved the appeal of former Negros Oriental District Representative Arnolfo Arniteves Jr. to block the Philippine government's request to extradite her. A copy of the Court of Appeal of Timor-Leste's decision obtained by Inquirer.net read, in view of the foregoing, the plenary of judges of the Court of Appeal decided unanimously to grant the appeal and consequently to refuse the request for the extradition of Arnold Alipit Teves Jr., revoking the appeal decision. Lawyer Fernando Topacio, Teves' counsel, informed the Inquirer.net of the decision. This comes after the Philippines government request to extradite Teves was granted for the second time, which Teves again appealed. This is koolNews at 6 as we are heading over to the next headline. Vice President Senator Duterte should be in the Philippines once her impeachment trial starts. Lano del Sur First District Representative Zia Alonto Adion said on Thursday. During a press briefing at the Batasang Pambansa complex, Adion and La Union First District Representative Apol Ortega V were asked if they think Philippine officials currently in the Hague, the Netherlands, should return to the Philippines once the impeachment trial starts. Duterte, along with Senator Robin Padilla, are currently in the Netherlands to support the vice president's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, after he was taken into custody by the International Criminal Court. Adion said, I think so. I think she needs to be here. I think she needs to be in the country while the impeachment is ongoing. Meanwhile, Ortega said that lawmakers now in the Netherlands will have to come back to the Philippines eventually, as Congress will soon be busy for the 2026 budget season. Ortega said, well, maybe the people there, the legislators, will come home because of the budget season. They have to prepare for the 2026 budget deliberations. They need to ensure that the budget needed by agencies and programs and projects are available and properly allocated. This has been an exercise and a highlight of the lower house and the Senate's duties. Other than that, other people in the Netherlands are there because they are related to the former president, so they would likely stay, he added. It is now 6:14 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines right here on koolNews at 6. Stay along with us. We will be right back. to koolNews at 6. Let's continue with the headlines. The Pico police seized 52 grams of suspected shabu worth more than 300,000 pesos from a high-value individual during a bypass operation Wednesday in Labo town in Camarines Norte. Labo police reported Thursday that the personnel arrested Dong in Barangay Buhao at 11:22 p.m. after he sold illegal drugs to undercover police. Seized from him were 10 sachets containing suspected shabu weighing 52 grams with street value of 353,600 pesos. The suspect will face charges of violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Meanwhile, a motorcycle rider on Wednesday died and another one injured in a road mishap at the Aguinaldo Highway in Silang Town in Cavite Province. The Region 4A police reported Thursday that motorcyclist Conrado Vergara, 54, and her back rider Vergenia Vergara, 53, were negotiating a section of the highway in Barangay Lalan, second at 5:15 p.m. Conrado attempted to avoid another vehicle in the shoulder lane but lost control of his motorcycle. Both riders consequently fell onto the pavement. While lying on the ground, Conrado was run over by a passenger bus running behind and driven by Ara. Conrado died from a fatal head injury while being taken to the hospital, while Virginia suffered on her left arm, which is now being treated. The victims were both residents of Taguig City. The bus driver was arrested and is facing criminal charges. Both townsfolk sought the continued provision of assistance to the needy under the Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program, or 4Ps, and thanked the One Pacman Party List for the recent increase in budget to reach more needy families for 2025. In a recent multi-sectoral outreach activity in Tacbilaran City, One Pacman Party List first nominee, Malca Romero, said she continued to receive grateful messages from groups which had benefited from the cash assistance program. At the same time, she said they sought out support for the continued funding of the program in the coming budget season. Romero is chairman of One Pipeline Wireless in charge of its social, civic, and outreach programs carried out by her father, Representative Mickey Romero, who was entrusted with 3 consecutive terms. Representative Romero was one of the principal authors of Republic Act 11310, the 4-piece law, a landmark law that has immediate impact on poverty reduction. Last year, as chairman of the House Committee on Poverty Alleviation, he successfully worked for the increase in 4P's budget by 7.8 billion pesos, widening its reach to needy families and enabling them to get out of the poverty cycle. Over 9 years, One Pacman altered and co-sponsored Sub 144, including the high-profile Eddie Garcia Law, which protects workers in the entertainment and film industries, and the law forming the state-of-the-art Philippine Sports Training Center, now referred to as the National Academy of Sports. And the number of individuals who have violated the election period gun ban jumped to at 1,808 as of Wednesday, March 19. According to data from the Philippine National Police on Thursday, the violators were the following: 1,726 civilians, 31 security guards, 12 PNP personnel, 10 Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP personnel, 9 foreigners, 6 officers of law and other law enforcement agencies, 6 elected government officials, 3 children in conflict with the law, 2 citizen armed force geographical unit active luxury, 2 appointed government officials, and 1 member of a communist terrorist group. Of the violators, 886 were arrested in police response operations, 321 in anti-illegal drugs operations, 154 in checkpoint operations, 118 in gun bypass operations, and 329 in other law enforcement operations. Metro Manila had the most violators with 588, followed by Central Luzon with 255, Central Visayas with 254, and Calabarzon with 143. The operations yielded 1,854 firearms which confiscated, which are the following: 760 revolvers, 518 pistols, 70 replica guns, 43 explosives, 38 Class A firearms, 15 rifles, 30 gunshots, 5 Class B firearms, and 392 other types of firearms. As we are getting into the showbiz, film director Daryl Yap preempted his a pending arrest after posting a 20,000 pesos bail for 2 counts of cyber labor charges in connection with his controversial teaser on his controversial movie, The Rapist of Pepsi Paloma. The arrest warrant was issued March 19, Wednesday, by the Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court Branch 203 Presiding Judge Myra Ambao in the case filed by TV host actor Vic Soto through government prosecutors for violation of Articles 353 and 355 of the Revised Penal Code in relation to the Republic Act 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. On the same day, Yap filed a bond of 10,000 pesos for each count of cyber labor complaint. After a careful evaluation of all the evidence presented during the preliminary investigation conducted in this case and herein information file labeled under Arts 353 and 355 of the Revised Penal Code as amended in relation to violation of Section 4C4 of RA 10175, otherwise known as the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, filed by the Office of the City Prosecutor of Muntinlupa City against accused Doray by Yap Y. Balingit. The court finds that there exists probable cause for the issuance of warrant of arrest against said accused, the order stated. Let therefore a warrant of arrest be issued for the immediate apprehension of accused Ray Spike Yap Y. Balingit, it added. Following the court order, the camp of Yap posted a cash bond worth 10,000 pesos through official receipt number 9801245, dated March 19, 2025, for his provisional liberty. This prompted the RTC to recall and set aside the warrant. And a arraignment and pre-trial conference on Yap's ongoing case is scheduled for March 26. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:30 p.m. and that will be it for koolNews at 6. We will return with more news headlines later with koolNews Prime Time at 10:30 p.m. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback to our email at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I am Cairo. Good evening.